Long before monotheistic religions, there was paganism, a vibrant tapestry of traditions rooted in nature, myth, and the human spirit. Its echoes still resonate today, hidden in our holidays, language, and customs. Join us as we uncover 24 occult facts about paganism you should know. To understand paganism, we must look back to animism, the belief that everything in nature possesses a spirit. This worldview laid the foundation for paganism, where deities emerged from the spirits of trees, rivers, and animals. Paganism evolved as a natural extension of humanity's need to connect with the sacred forces of existence. The term pagan wasn't used by ancient peoples themselves. It was coined by early Christians to label those who clung to the old ways. Originally meaning country dweller, it became a tool to define outsiders and reinforce religious boundaries. This single word would carry centuries of prejudice and misunderstanding. When Christianity became Rome's state religion, tolerance faded. Emperor Constantius II enacted harsh anti-pagan laws, closing temples and banning sacrifices, though enforcement varied. Despite official policy, pagan traditions persisted quietly, resisting erasure. Under Theodosius I, the campaign against paganism turned violent. Temples destroyed, sacred groves cut down, and priests persecuted. The goal was total annihilation of the old faiths, ensuring Christianity's dominance. This was a war not just on religion, but on memory itself. The Olympic Games, once a sacred festival for Zeus, were banned by Theodosius I for their pagan roots. The eternal flame at Olympia was extinguished, but some evidence suggests the games lingered unofficially. The spirit of the Olympics, like many pagan traditions, flickered on despite imperial decrees. Christianity spread fastest in cities while rural folk, paganists or country dwellers, held on to nature-based traditions. Paganism became synonymous with the countryside, rooted in the rhythms of the land. The divide between city and country shaped the survival of the old ways. Ivy, sacred to Bacchus, symbolized eternal life and rebirth in Roman paganism. Early Christians avoided bringing ivy into churches, associating it with pagan revelry. This subtle shunning of ivy endures, a quiet echo of ancient rivalry. For most pagans, faith was tied to the land and seasons, not grand temples. Festivals like the solstices and equinoxes marked the cycles of nature, celebrated outdoors in sacred groves. Paganism was a living rhythm, deeply connected to earth and community. St. Patrick's Day was placed to overshadow Ostara, a pagan spring festival celebrating renewal and rebirth. The church often co-opted pagan holidays, blending old and new traditions. Many springtime customs today are direct echoes of Ostara's ancient celebrations. Knock on wood comes from the Celtic reverence for sacred oaks, believed to house powerful spirits. Touching wood was a way to seek protection or blessing from these ancient beings. This simple superstition is a living remnant of pagan communion with nature. Paganism was a web of cultural exchange, influenced by Greeks, Egyptians, and Canaanites. Myths, rituals, and deities were shared and adapted across civilizations. The result was a rich, diverse spiritual landscape that shaped the ancient world. In Finland, the thunder god Ukko's sacred animal was the ladybug, called Ukko's cow. Seeing a ladybug was a sign of divine favor, linking the smallest creatures to the mightiest gods. Pagan beliefs found the sacred in both storms and tiny beetles. Finnish shamans or titajat were famed as powerful wizards, believed to control nature and commune with spirits. Their reputation inspired awe and fear among neighboring cultures. For centuries, Finland was synonymous with magic and arcane power. The Canaanites invented the world's first true alphabet, simplifying writing into a set of symbols for sounds. This innovation spread via the Phoenicians, Greeks, and Romans, becoming the script we use today. Our modern communication owes its roots to these ancient pagan innovators. The Minoans of Crete practiced bull leaping, a daring ritual blending athleticism and worship. The bull symbolized divinity and natural power central to their religious festivals. This ancient spectacle was a high-stakes precursor to today's rodeos. Pagan entered English in the 17th century, loaded with centuries of religious conflict. It became a pejorative, used to label and condemn those outside Christian norms. The word's journey reflects the deep-rooted narrative of religious superiority. Decorating with holly began with Saturnalia, a Roman festival honoring Saturn. Early Christians adopted holly to blend in, transforming a pagan symbol into a Christmas tradition. Today's holly wreaths are a festive remnant of ancient rituals. Mistletoe was sacred to Druids and symbolized life, peace, and truce in Celtic and Norse myth. Enemies meeting under mistletoe would lay down arms, a tradition evolving into today's holiday kisses. The plant's ancient symbolism lives on in our winter celebrations. The legend of St. Patrick driving out snakes is Symbolic Snakes represented pagan wisdom and the old religion. His banishment was the conversion of Ireland from paganism to Christianity. The story recasts a cultural shift as a miraculous feat. Easter's name and symbols, eggs and bunnies, come from Eostri, a pagan goddess of spring and rebirth. The church absorbed these traditions, blending them with the resurrection narrative. Modern Easter is a fusion of Christian and ancient pagan celebrations. Santa Claus owes much to Odin, the Norse god who rode the winter sky during Yule, leaving gifts for children. Odin's traditions, boots by the hearth, flying steed, echo in our modern Santa myth. Father Christmas is a friendlier echo of the formidable Norse All-Father. Wassailing, an Anglo-Saxon pagan tradition, involved sharing spiced drinks to ensure health and a good harvest. This communal ritual evolved into today's mulled wine, cider, and eggnog customs. Our warm holiday drinks are toasts to ancient pagan goodwill. Caroling began as pagan songs celebrating the seasons and cycles of nature. Early Christians adapted these joyful traditions, changing lyrics but keeping the spirit. When you hear carolers, you're hearing echoes of ancient pagan praise. Symbols like Thor's hammer and the swastika were once interchangeable, representing divine power and good fortune in Germanic paganism. Their meanings have shifted dramatically over time. For ancient pagans, these were emblems of life, luck, and cosmic order. From animism to folk traditions, paganism's influence endures in our holidays, language, and customs. Its spirit lives on in phrases like knock on wood, in mistletoe kisses, and in the warmth of mulled wine. The reverence for nature and life's cycles still shapes our world. The past is never truly gone. It whispers through our present. If you enjoyed these hidden connections, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.